If you wish to reach that final goal, you have to deserve it by developing the qualities required for it, developing the purity of heart required for it. And those qualities, that purity of heart, is what the religious traditions in the world are teaching us to imbibe. And the difficulties that come along the way are very often good things that are happening to us for our own benefit. A father had 2 sons. He asked both of them to work hard in the field. One son went out into the sun and toiled all day long in the heat, sweating it out. When he returned at night, the father was delighted. The father said, "My son, you have been loyal, faithful, dedicated, hardworking. Here is your reward. Take $500, go and do what you like." The second son did nothing. He kept lying on his bed, kept drinking alcohol, smoking, abusing the father. At night, if the father becomes whimsically merciful and says, "All right, my son, never mind, after all, you are also my child and I am your kind and compassionate father. Here's $500, go do what you like." Do you know what will be the consequence of that? The first son's faith in dedication and hard work will be shattered. He will say, "Is this the justice of my father? I worked hard all day and he rewarded me with $500. My brother did nothing. He also got $500. If this is the system of rewards that my father follows, then I will also do nothing. The $500 is assured." The system of rewards is important. In India, we have the public sector organizations, the government-run organizations. Now, in these public sector organizations, the government offices, practically nothing is done. It used to be far worse a few decades ago. It's slowly getting better. Practically nothing gets done. People come to office, they sit around, they leave their seat for an hour, they go and take tea. Why? Because the rewards are guaranteed. There are time-bound promotions. There are no consequences of bad behavior. No matter what you do, you can't be thrown out. And the same Indians, when they come to USA, they give their best. People are impressed. These Indians are very hard-working. What happened? What changed? It is the system of rewards. Out here, if somebody doesn't perform, the boss has that facility to dismiss the person the same day. The consequences are important. Similarly, in the case of God, His justice is there. But there is another rule. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tanstathaiva bhajamyaham. The Lord Sri Krishna says to the soul Arjuna, "If you surrender to me, I will bestow my grace upon you. And by that grace, He will burn away the entire stockpile of karmas of infinite lifetimes and release us from this cycle of life and death." Now, if somebody says, is it not possible for God to bestow grace without our surrendering to Him? I mean, God is merciful. He has this law of grace. And by His grace, whenever He likes, He can bestow His mercy and put an end to all our sufferings. So supposing He bestowed His grace without our having surrendered, would that not be a more kind and compassionate God? Instead, He sees our sufferings and He waits, and yet He does not bestow His grace. Is that not very harsh behavior? Not really. If God became irrational in His bestowing of grace, if He became whimsical and did not follow rational rules, people's faith in Him would have broken. So God says, if you wish to reach that final goal, you have to deserve it by developing the qualities required for it, developing the purity of heart required for it. Those qualities, that purity of heart, is what the religious traditions in the world are teaching us to imbibe. And the difficulties that come along the way are very often good things that are happening to us for our own benefit. I would like to end with another sweet story. There was a piece of wood. It went to a sculptor and said, "Can you make me beautiful?" The sculptor said, "I am ready. Are you ready?" The wood said, "I am also ready." The sculptor drew out his tools and started chiseling and knocking on the wood. The wood experienced great agony and screamed, Don't, please, how can you be so cruel?" The sculptor said, "If you want to be beautiful, you have to be willing to tolerate the pain." The wood said, all right, do it, but be a little kind. Do only in small proportions every day." So the sculptor kept doing his work. The wood kept on complaining, "Enough for today, I can't tolerate any more. I've had enough, no more." The sculptor continued, and in a few weeks, the wood had been transformed into a beautiful deity, and it got installed in the temple of God. So similarly, we souls are attached to the temporary things, the things that are not enlightening and uplifting. And from there we are on this journey for the eternal salvation of the soul, a journey that's been continuing. And the things that are happening to us are very often unfolding the divinity within us. And like the struggle that the butterfly needs to undergo to fill its wings, we need to go through many of these trials and tribulations to become the great and perfect souls that God wants us to be. Thank you all very much.
A spiritual retreat is a great way to energize your mind and soul.
This extraordinary opportunity is happening from June 5th Friday evening to June 7th Sunday evening. This program is designed for families. While adults are engaged in spiritual activities, the kids and youth, they have parallel sessions to enrich their minds. There will be plenty of opportunities to interact with Swamiji and get all your spiritual questions clarified. With like-minded people around, there will be so many activities to reinforce the learning in a fun, engaging way.
This is the first ever online retreat, so the seats are limited. In order to guarantee a seat, we urge you to go to jkyog.org/online retreat and register.